Welcome back, everybody, to Ryan the Manimal on YouTube. It's now the last full week of May. The days are stretching towards 19 hours of daylight. The trees are bursting into bright green, and migratory birds are singing, and people everywhere are rushing to launch boats, take care of their projects, and soak in the first real taste of summer before the long winter begins. The weather's been mostly clear in the mornings, paving way to cloudy skies in the afternoon. Often there's been rain and drizzle. Temperatures have been high 30s and up to the mid 60s. The kids are now officially on summer break. Evan was rewarded with both honor recognition again, and he was also Student of the Month. Since the break has started, Evan's been spending a lot of time looking after and hanging out with Tostada. Sophia started her first camp for the summer. She is at the National Youth Leadership Training Camp, or NYLT. The NYLT is an intensive youth leadership course put on by the Boy Scouts of America. It teaches communication, teamwork, planning, and problem-solving skills through hands-on activities and outdoor experiences. The program helps scouts to develop confidence and leadership abilities that helps them in their troops, crew, and in their daily lives. Sophia signed up to be one of the staff members and has gone through a series of training so that she can teach and guide this year's participants. Also this weekend, I was inducted into the OA, or Order of the Arrow. OA is the Honor Society for Scouting America for scouts and scouters who exemplify the scouting oath and scouting law through service, leadership, and camping spirit. Members participate in service projects, leadership opportunities, and fellowship activities that support their units, camps, and local scouting communities. I finally received the parts that I needed for my truck from Trail Toys. I had initially planned on doing all that work over at Daryl's, but he was unavailable, and I learned that O'Reilly's will rent you tools for free. So I grew impatient. I went ahead and rented those tools and spent all day on Sunday working on my truck. I was able to replace the track bar, the tie rod, and the drag links. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to install the sector shaft brace because I didn't have a 42mm socket to be able to remove the pitman arm, but that'll be a project for another day. I was able to test drive it and torque everything appropriately, and man, it's a world of difference. It feels so much better already. Also, one of the parts that I had ordered, the Metal Cloak track bar relocation brace, was actually not a part that I could put on my truck because it's really only designed for trucks that have 4.5 inches of lift, and mine's only at about 2.5 inches. So hopefully Trail Toys will take that back and accept the return. I blame ChatGPT for that error. I was able to make a trip out to Birchwood. I shot 15 out of 25 and an 18 out of 25. I'm still shooting below a rising bird. I recognize it, and with continued practice, I'll be able to eliminate that, and I'm confident that soon I'll be able to consistently shoot greater than 20 out of 25. The septic tank for one of our rental houses is continuing to have some issues. It's had to be pumped 3 times in the last 6 months, and there's obviously some sort of downstream obstruction. A few months ago, I would have told you that it was definitely due to frozen pipes, but we're already at the end of May, and now my suspicion's a lot higher that it's not caused by ice. Unfortunately, there is no existing cleanout or access to that effluent pipe, so I'm going to have to probably rent an excavator and dig down to about 4 feet where that pipe is buried and install one myself. I do have a contractor coming out to give me a quote on how much that'll be before I get myself into trouble, but I've always wanted to play with an excavator. It's really likely that there is either a sag in that line, or it might have been either crushed or bent. The only way that we'll be able to diagnose that is by putting a scope down there. So the first step is going to be to put in the access. The second step is going to be to put down that scope to get visualization of what's causing the problem. If any of you guys have ever had any issues or have any ideas of what I might be dealing with, let me know down in the comments below. I'd be interested in knowing what it is that you did to fix or address your problem, and if I'm on the right track. This week, Sophia is going to be away at camp all week. Evan has been asking me to do some non-shotgun shooting, so I'll likely incorporate that into some of my shotgun training, and I think that we're going to stop off and see Sophia on the way either to or from, and maybe drop off a surprise for her. Like I said, I still need to schedule that alignment for the Jeep. And we're preparing to take a trip. We're packing all week, and we've been really busy making all the preparations to make sure everything is set while we're away. So be sure to follow. I'll give you some information about where we're going and what we're doing once we get there. So don't forget to follow along. Smash that like button below. Don't forget to subscribe, and check back in next week for more news. Thanks again. See you guys next time.